Well, we've got A.J. Hunter here, who's an author, and we're going to talk about his book, Money, Sex and Murder. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
Great. So, this new book, Money, Sex and Murder, is actually a memoir where you talk about the different stages in your life, from early childhood to raunchy sex life, and finishing with the thirst for money and power. So, without giving too much away, just sort of take it from there and tell us more.
I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, in the streets, and the book is ideal in life.
Hmm.
So it's not, you know, nobody's going to prison, but it's pretty much correct.
Yeah. And you sound like you've had quite an interesting life. Do you think your life is enough to warrant its own book?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And a lot of people, when they write a book, do you think it's sometimes hard for you to get the recognition, I suppose, because you're not a celebrity or anything? So do you think people will be interested in your book?
I guess that would be correct if, like
Mm.
it's kind of it's just about putting in the work. So, you might not have the recognition because you're not known and it
Mm.
might be hard on it, but it's just work. Gotta put in the work.
Yeah. And what made you want to write a memoir about your life?
Not a memoir though. It's not a memoir.
Well, it says here
So
that it is.
so the book does it?
Yeah, it says on your website.
Mm, it's kinda that might be a typo. Cause like it's not a memoir at all.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not a memoir. So basically, a book. So the reality is that everything the book and things that I've seen growing up and things that I've done, stuff
Yeah.
is real, but never it's like rapping. All
Mm.
right, give you ideas where I'm coming from. It's like rapping.
Yeah.
uh I was pretty good at it. I had to deal with Warlock Records when I was young and not going through because I wound up getting arrested at a young age and stuff. And
Mm.
I never was the type of person that wanted to tell on myself.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you hear rappers a lot of time and they rap and they tell you a story exact or instead of it's not true, but you can't really tell yourself. So, yeah, so the book is pretty much people that know me get like stories and some of the things that happen is there, but
Mm.
I'm not in prison, so you
Yeah.
know.
And was it quite easy to write the book, or were there parts that maybe you found quite challenging?
And well, to me it was easy.
Hmm.
It was easy because so it was easy. It was simple, you know. It wasn't hard at all. Like it was, um,
Yeah.
this is things. It's in your mind.
Mm. And were there parts that maybe because of things you've gone through in your life that you found quite difficult to write about, or not really?
Well, really, the only creating it where I'm not worried about prison or,
Mm.
you know, giving up too much or getting someone else in trouble. The difficult part, really, far as, the names and creating it, making it to the point where it wasn't too far fetched. Where, like,
Mm.
but people that live the life know it. And, people that know me know it. So it's like reality. So even if you you reading it and told me like, wow, this dude is crazy. Like,
Yeah. And were there parts that maybe were cathartic as well when you were writing?
no. So, all right, the type of guy where I don't really talk about who I am.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm a good guy. Somebody else might say, yo, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You and tell you like, yo, nah, he gangster. But I'm not gonna say, yo, I'm gangster. Like I'm a thug. I never call somebody else might have said he a thug or they looking at me. Somebody might tell you, yo, he's a good Christian brother,
Hmm.
you know? Because it's like people label you, name you something that give you that name. So, you know, I want to say it's authentic. You follow me?
Hmm. Yeah. And how long did it take you to write?
That book, um, I started writing that book. So basically, time was on my hand.
Hmm.
So the time in the world to write it, but it didn't take long at all to write it. Um, when you have the time and the energy, it's very simple to put it together. You know,
Yeah.
because like I sat down, I was just think
Hmm. Yeah.
like doing 30 pages, like nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So, and it was a way for me to get away from becoming instituted around watching BT all day
Hmm.
or watching, stuff that dudes do in prison. I started writing.
Yeah. That's the thing. Do you find it quite easy to write? Because a lot of authors, maybe, they can't stand the thought of writing non-stop.
I can't even believe that sounds unbelievable to me
Mm.
because I do, and no, really I do, and I really enjoy it. And if I lived, you know, it just come to me.
Mm.
I'll just start writing, and it just flows. Sometimes it look like scrap because somebody else can pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
Because I'm writing real fast. I don't do it on a keyboard. I get paper and I start writing. I just get paper. I start writing. So I don't type on the computer. You know,
Yeah.
I was doing it straight on paper,
Wow.
and I just go.
Mm. Did you have to type it up on the computer eventually in order to, make it
Yeah,
into
of
the book
course.
format?
I did. I did. I took the all the papers that I have and I transferred it to the computer. And I put it on the
Yeah.
computer like that.
Mm. And that's interesting because I suppose, that takes longer overall. Do you think that you just work better when it goes straight on paper? Perhaps you're maybe more free from distractions.
Well, I had. I was in
Mm.
federal prison. I didn't have nothing but the paper. So
Yeah.
now I do now use the computer, but sometimes I might be someplace where I just start writing on paper still. I
Mm.
still do it.
Yeah.
I write on anything like it could be stuff coming to my mind, I just start writing.
Mm. And it's interesting because personally, because we're all so digital these days, I can't remember when the last time I wrote something down. So I suppose maybe it is quite important to keep in the habit of writing and not typing all the time.
Yeah. I guess that's what works for you,
Mm.
I'm still on social media maybe 2 years ago. And
Yeah.
everybody been telling me to join and I wasn't. But a friend of mine was like, yo, if you he was like, because I was gonna put the book out about 2 years. Don't do that. Trust me, get a social media following before.
Yeah.
He said you need to be on social. He wrote a book. He was like, if I would, he was like, get on social media. So I did that, and some things makes me uncomfortable,
Mm.
because the way I lived my life, that wasn't cool. I didn't want
Yeah.
to social media, not or know what I'm doing. Either phones, like the cell phones now, like
Mm.
flip phone. I had the flip phone for the longest time
Yeah.
because I was so worried about being on my phone and all of the things that you worry about when you're a criminal and you do stuff. Like I was far away from that life already.
Mm.
So I don't know why I still was stuck in them. It's hard to get out of them ways because that's change. And change is kind of difficult at times. So ways, you know. But over the time it got cool. It was kind of hard being on social media and
Yeah.
opening up your life with, posting stuff and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's interesting because there is a negative side and there's a plus side as well. Do you think it's helped with the publicity of your book?
Well, it helps, but
Yeah.
people, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. When it comes down to a lot of people, they say they're gonna support, but how
Yeah.
fast are they gonna support?
Yeah.
On the Jump on the bandwagon to the is popping to is that thing. You feel me?
Mm.
You know, um, I know a lot of people that haven't purchased the book yet, and it's
Yeah.
bad. I mean, family and friends, really.
Mm.
Family and friends. They know me, and I know there's a lot of love there, and they'll get around to it. But people's struggle is still the same. You can't underestimate people's struggle, what they're going through. Especially
Yeah.
New York is a struggle bus.
Mm. It's interesting. I
So
suppose it's just working out who your real fans are.
yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna say it don't make them, or because if your family ain't get it, does that make them not real family?
Mm.
You know, what's important to them. Because people will say, "Oh, I want the hardcover. I want the hardcover."
Yeah.
Oh, but it's $45. I didn't buy it yet. I'm gonna get it. You know, Nah, you had $45. Like, come on, I'm not an idiot. Don't play. But that wasn't important to you to spend your $45 on that.
Mm.
So you might have had to get a fag of weed or something, about $45, and then I'm not saying dollars, whatever it costs. You
Yeah.
follow me? But then after that, you got the effect of smoke. Got to get the munchies, and you want to drink, and you want to eat something. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't make them a real friend. It's about their priorities and what's important to them. And say,
Yeah.
because I'm a supporter, I support people no matter. They call me Mr. Show Up. If you know me and you did something, I'm gonna support it.
Yeah. That's a thing. And who are the target audience of the book? Is there a particular group of people that would benefit from it?
Yeah, a lot of it, I would say maybe really the age that's gonna be want them reading it.
Mm.
But I really would think, it's pretty. I would say 12 and up.
Mm.
Maybe maybe it's like 18 years old. But the
Mm.
reality is the first time I ever seen somebody. So, you know, and I guess it depends on where you come from, where you live at, so where you're from, which is important. If
Mm.
you're not exposed to them type of things, then it's pretty young age. But for people that do live in the hood or urban areas where, life that they see it,
Mm.
it'd be good for them to read it
Yeah.
because, sometimes in the book people might read them like, yo, this dude is crazy, and you
Yeah.
know it might glorify selling drugs and hustling. But like I said, further down the line, when you get to what happens and the effect it have and the people you lose in life, it shows it's just about what you get from it,
Yeah.
how you gonna perceive it and take it in.
Mm. Yeah, it's
So
interesting because maybe even for people that don't have experience of some of the themes in the book, it's still important for them to learn that this stuff does happen in the world. There's more to the world than their own bubble.
Right. And that's a good point because that's why I said it. But you level is good.
Mm.
So if I'm gonna say 12 live in that type of area and my kids is not subject to them things, I don't know if I want to open a mind. Then maybe 16, 18 would be good. But it's young and they learn it fast.
Yeah.
Like fast. Everything's only watch what your kids is looking at on a phone because they get access to every. I mean, you could put the parental guidance guides, in there where people with, but you
Mm.
know, it's kind of hard to stop it because then they friends might see it, you know.
Yeah. And have you got the writing bug after this book? Do you think you could maybe write some more books?
Well, I total, I want to say maybe six books
Ooh.
completed, and in this Money, Sex, and Murder series to split up the other four books, you know, that parts,
Mm.
right? And I have another book that I wrote. It's important to me,
Mm.
and it's called Make America. And
Yeah.
people might people might look at it and be like, oh well, because just because of the title, Make America White Again. You
Mm.
know, America is full of but yet as far as life go, we in 2022. Racism is harder than ever right now.
Yeah.
You know, so I wrote about it in office, and it was important to me to touch that base for me, but first to get along with everybody.
Mm.
At
Absolutely.
my job, I was one of the only black crew for a while. For years.
Yeah.
But I think people need to be able to look at each other from different walks of love is love. I don't care we different colors, different races, but we eat, we shit, everything we do the same way. They
Yeah.
can argue from me.
Yeah.
So that's a very important book for me. You know,
Yeah.
Make
Absolutely.
America White Again. You know,
And is there anything else that you like to get up to in your spare time when you're not writing?
oh, I like racing bikes. You know,
Yeah.
I love doing traveling is one of the best things in the world for me.
Mm.
I love to travel. I love to get on a plane. I want to just go. I love to go different places.
Yeah. For sure. And where can we find this book, Money, Sex, and Murder, if we're interested in reading it?
I was on Amazon and Kindle. Um, it's a link, we have on my website, and it's places, but I would like to say Amazon and Kindle is the biggest places right now. iBooks,
Mm.
Barnes and Nobles is supposed to be on Barnes and Nobles. The link is so it's a lot of different places where people could get it at. About
Great.
to hit the streets real hard with it. I ordered copies. I'm gonna be out selling it, like
Mm.
pushing the book because I really want people to get it and see what it is in
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
many. Yeah. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great to have you here.
yeah, thank you.